Good evening, everyone. My name is Jeremy Duncan, your host of the TXK State of Mind podcast. Sorry we didn't get on last night, but we have our guest here tonight. He's going to be on hand to talk to us about his promotions, his events. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the mastermind behind the hype and glory phenomenon, Mr. Jesse Darby-Tillis.
Hello, my sound's not working. I don't know why. I'm trying to turn up the sound.
All right.
I cannot hear you right now. Let me check my audio settings.
All right.
The mic echo. Hello?
Hey, what's up, Mr. Tillis?
There we go.
How you doing, man? We got you on tonight.
All right, we got you now. Now I got you. I don't know what was happening. Let me set this back up.
Hey, technology.
Get technology, man.
Technology. Man, I'm glad to have you on tonight. Yeah, so when I talked with Dawn, she said you would be a really good person to talk on the show. I've been watching some of the things you've been doing, so I want to give you opportunity before we get started to just talk to us about who Jesse Darby-Tillis is, how you got started. Tell us about the man, the mastermind.
Oh man, how I got started? Is that was the question?
Yes, sir.
That's always a weird question. I guess technically I've been doing this the start. Like my mom used to have like a clothing shop and she used to do like boutiques and fashion shows. My dad was like a blues player and would throw events and go to traveling events. So I guess it was just like I was a kid, I was homeschooled for a little bit. So I guess it's in my blood when it comes to the start. But like I worked in radio, I worked in newspaper, I worked in TV. They all have events. Then I got got a chance and started traveling, doing my own, had my own little music thing, so technically I've been doing this for 15 years. I think my first like event working. So yeah.
Okay, so I know, I think if I remember back, correct me if I'm wrong, you were one, if not the first winner of Pitch It or one of the winners of Pitch It.
I was the winner of the first Pitch It. I was the number one of Pitch It.
So tell us about that experience.
I didn't believe it. I don't like to take much credit for it because like everybody's like, oh my God, you won Pitch It. I thought it was like a fad scam thing that Texarkana was running.
Right.
And I did, like, 'cause I saw it and I'm like, whatever, right? I saw it was like 5,000 first place. I'm like, whatever. And SBDC, Amber Keefe and them, they really encouraged me. I was getting a business advisor, and I always tell people like this free business advising in Texarkana, you should always get it. And they were like, you should do this, you would win. Because I was at the time, and still is, pushing for a video game lounge.
Okay.
And they were like, I think you can win and everything else. And we just went down, the list, and they told me to dress in my top hat, which is my wrestling kind of persona. announcing persona because I was gonna wear my jersey because we just started the esports at A&M, and they were like, no, don't wear the esports jersey. So look like a video game character. So I had the 3 Ps, the goggles, the top hat, and I'm like, all right, we went there. It was very interesting because it was just a bunch of people just sitting around and not really knowing. We were at crossties. I did the first round. Everybody looked at me because I stuck out. Like there wasn't many people dressed. Everybody dressed normal. And then
So you
I
brought the
had
whole
answers.
package.
You said what?
You brought the whole package for the show, huh?
Yeah, I had the whole package and had everything prepared and like not only be prepared, but just sticking out. Like not many people wear not many black people wear steampunk, as in like goggles and
Right.
the steam age. And that was like my whole shtick with the top hat. So I just stuck out and like, what's this guy about? He must know, he must be very confident. So
Okay.
and then win.
So since winning Pitch It was the HypeCon, that the first entry into that platform or that concept that you've been pushing through the Texas County area?
So HypeCon, technically, I did. So the first time I tried to do HypeCon, that was an idea I think I tried to do in 2016. I started a Facebook page. 2017, I tried to launch it and I had to cancel. Just everything personal life didn't line up. I was in between moving. 2018, I did the first one. 2019, I did the second one. 2020, obviously didn't do any events, and Pitch It was in 2022.
Okay.
So and I brought back and did HypeCon this past year.
Okay. So with HypeCon and your wrestling promotion, so I know I've been looking at some of the matches that you have. So what drew you to wrestling? Is that a childhood thing or is it just
everything I do I'm a fan of. I feel like for me to put a good effort, I'm one of the people like I don't just like something, I have to be extremely knowledgeable, right?
Exactly.
Like my hobbies, I have to be knowledgeable. So things I liked wrestling. I knew a lot. I know like I'm a historian or a lore person of wrestling. So I know like I could recite like who won the belt from any year. You tell me that, give me about less than a minute. I'll tell you this and that about wrestling. So I knew it. I went up and started interning. I'm not interning, but I would help out wrestlers like Booker T in Houston.
Okay.
And I did that about 10 years ago, like just help them film anything that I can do to just help. So I was helping wrestlers do stuff. So wrestling was aside, just like video game. I was doing video game tournaments, winning tournaments, helping people because I liked video games. Same thing with just like, and Comic-Con is just the amalgamation of everything.
Right. Okay. And with your wrestling promotion, I know you talked about going down to Houston and working with Booker T. People don't know Harlem Heat. Booker T.
Stevie Ray.
Yeah, Stevie Ray. Watching all of that. I grew up on all of those things from college, doing the Monday Nitro parties with WCW as a kid, WCCW with the Von Erichs, with Skandor Akbar, all those characters. So I grew up with all that. I remember on State Line, we used to have the Bojangles, and then that's when Junkyard Dog and Hacksaw Jim Duggan, all those characters would come down on Saturdays, and we'll get to talk to them. So
and I'm at the same venue. That's the same venue, apparently. So they told me, I didn't really know, but they told me when I started this whole thing, like, this is where wrestling was 30 years ago, and you're the first person in 30 years.
Right.
I think they said around 1993 or so, 92. They had wrestling. And I was, and so in 30 years, I brought wrestling back to the area in the same venue because it was the old, it's the old Boys and Girls Club or Legion building,
right?
Because and now it's the rec center. So yeah, I got to bring wrestling back there. So they were telling me I'm still looking for old stuff. I found the old flyer of Hope, Arkansas of Akbar, but I haven't found anything for Texarkana. I'm trying to find old like flyers or something to show the history that like all the traveling wrestlers to come by.
Yeah, it should be a lot of them because I remember them vividly from going over it. Because I know if you remember on State Line, there's an AT&T building that's there now. That was the restaurant where we would go to, and that's what a wrestling.
The Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, autograph signing and all of those things. Yeah.
It was the Mexican restaurant because that building's very weird because there's stuff behind. There's like a building behind that building. It's always a very weird. I can't remember what the Mexican restaurant was, but yes.
Yeah, I know it was before that. I think it was like even like a Bojangles chicken or something to that
Was
extent.
it? It was
Yeah,
Bojangles back then?
yeah. Dating myself. So
Wow. Yeah, I didn't even know that. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, it's been a big thing. So just bringing back, I saw you had a Texas kind of street match. So I was like, hey, he's going back to the old school.
You said a Texas what?
I saw you had like a Texas kind of street match.
Yes, we had a street fight match. Yeah, with Razor Ray, Kang Razor Ray. He's local. He's from Texarkana. He's graduated Arkansas High. And I was like, you know what? We're out here because, you know, it's on Broad Street. And I was like, let's just have a street fight match, man. And he got beat up with the chair. Actually, I'm about to start posting those clips of him getting beat up with the chair. It was pretty great.
Okay.
You know,
so when you think about your wrestling promotions and your HypeCon promotions, I know one of the big things you want to do is you said on the bio that you want to be able to take your promotion nationally and be able to branch out and be able to brand that nationally. So what is your vision for the things that you're introducing here in Texarkana more on a regional or national level?
So when that's an interesting question. That's still some years off, but right now we're working on the details of the TV deal that'll be out here in the 4 states. TV deal we're working on with a station that goes to all 4 places, just working on details for it to launch that. So it's kind of starts with the TV deal. All my shows are recorded, high quality recorded. I record all my shows for film. Then there was the apps, and we're working on some things to start the YouTube. Once I get on TV, I start the YouTube, and I'm working on some other streaming services to be on there. So it starts with getting the product out on a national level. And I've done Falk, I've done Ashdown, Texarkana. There's talks with me like having my brand go to other places.
Right.
So I'm looking at that. You know, my Texarkana champion has defended his title all the way in Mississippi.
Okay.
You know, yeah, Steve Von Ripsey, he's defended it everywhere. So it starts with kind of like having my championship defended here. You know, having anything with streaming services to be projected out there and there. So that's kind of the start, and then bringing in bigger names. We already had Cowboy James Storm from TNA. We have Fuego del Sol from AEW. Coming up September 20th, we have JTG.
Okay.
WWE.
Yeah.
So and also bringing bigger names here to get more eyes on it, because it all comes down to just more people viewing us.
So what has been the reception of the promotions that you're bringing in? You starting out, you got the local talent, you're bringing in some national talent. So what has been the reception from the Texarkana community for what you're doing?
The number one when they hear about it, what, we have wrestling in Texarkana? The second thing is like, wow, I'm blown away. I talked to the people at the rec center, which are wrestling fans, and they're just like, man, they love the product. Right. You know, they love the quality of the product, and that's something that has been repeated to say. They're very surprised because I'm 1 year in. You know, I started last year, August 18th.
Right.
So 1 year in for my first show, which I did a show before, but this is on the consistent level. So they're really just shocked at the quality that I get, you know, of the wrestlers. Like my wrestlers look like wrestlers. They're not just some backyard guy or who is this guy, whatever else. Everybody has a background trained. Like champion Steve Von Ripsey, trained from Dustin Rhodes, you know, Goldust. Razor Ray trained from Rudy Gonzalez, a guy who trained with Shawn Michaels. So everybody's reception is just the quality, like, wow, right in our own backyard, we can look at stuff on the level of WWE, at least in the quality under a budget, right? Like all these guys are the same level trained to any wrestler you put them up against. I'll put any of my guys up because most of my guys eventually in the next couple of years will be on WWE.
Right.
So that's the main thing reception-wise. Everybody's so shocked at just how the timing and everything else of what show I put on, the level.
Okay. With the level of the product that you're putting out, would you say, because I'm listening to you, have a really strong background and history in the wrestling business. Wrestling is
about 9 to 10 years.
9 to 10
I
years.
guess I've been in, from helping. Here's water bottles, sir. To help them putting the ring together. So about 9 to 10 years, I guess. I've
Okay.
been doing it.
So
I don't like to brag about it because we like to bring it up.
hey, pat yourself on the back, man. You're doing a big thing. So would you define your brand as more WWE or ECW?
No, not ECW. Oh my God, no. I run a PG show, sir, for kids. It is very family oriented. No, I want to get on TV.
No
Not
kendo sticks.
I'm trying to get on like a real channel, not an HBO at night. Yeah. So I mean, we had the street fight. Don't be wrong. There's only been 2 weapons used in my show. One time, somebody got put through a trash can, and somebody got to use the chair. Yes, my show is definitely more geared towards the WWE. I would feel like it's more old school than that. I would say it's definitely more NWA-esque.
Gotcha. TBS, NWA, the Ric Flair.
Yeah. Yes. I love to keep hold old school traditions.
Right.
I do. Like, I'm a big person, like I said, the lore and stuff like that. I really respect the culture. I don't want to just do a backyard show. ECW leans more towards. Now, if I was in like a bar or club and I toyed with the idea, then you would get your ECW 100%. Kids aren't allowed. Like, it's gonna be crazy. Words are gonna be said. But no, this is because my brand HypeCon Hype is helping youth progress every day. So I do everything for the youth to inspire them. When I moved here from Chicago as a kid, there wasn't nothing around.
Right.
You need that fun to know you can do it.
Right. So yeah, you're just spanning the history of it. I kind of looked at some of your videos on YouTube, some of the stuff that you're doing, and I saw it as more traditional from the time where I'm watching WCCW to the UWF to NWA on TBS, and that then transition to WWF, WWE. I see a lot of the similarities in what you're doing. So I know you're just not all about wrestling. You talked about your involvement with trying to be a positive model for youth and doing positive things in the community. So what are some of the other things that you're doing within our community, within your HypeCon space, or you're promoting your planning event status? What are some of the other things you're doing? Because I know you're big in music as well.
I consistently talk to schools just to promote esports, just so people know on collegiate level it's not just football and baseball, but now they can play games.
Right.
So you can be a letterman, you can do all these other things. So I consistently go talk to schools, and honestly, I'm getting everything together and been talking to, and we are going to go to all the centers, like where We Are Washington. They have a Rose Hill Community Center, Beverly Community Center. I ran a video game tournament earlier this year, talking to We Are Washington, and like I said, the rec center. So we're expanding out to the schools and to the communities to create programs for kids, alternate programs, not just like a basketball league. I'm trying to create these video game leagues for these kids. So something that they may pursue also in college and through school, high school.
Because they have that at A&M. I know when I was working as an academic advisor a couple of years ago, I think SAU in Magnolia, they had a gaming program.
Yes.
And they had one of the only ones at the time, but that was a big draw. And then looking at, like, with the work that I do, I work with veterans, and I know that we have a lot of young veterans in there. And then I was talking to one of my fraternity brothers. He was talking about how in Fort Smith, that base is no longer just a regular basis where they do like mainly drones, where they manning drones from there. They're looking for those kids that have that gaming experience, that technology, that skill to be able to manage. Because that's a thriving and growing field where you can be trained to be able to make a good living doing gaming.
And that's something that we're pushing and going towards, like I said, for the gaming and starting up. I have a scholarship. That's one of the big things when it came after the pitch. I was like, I want to start the scholarship up just to help a little bit money for anybody in the esports for A&M. Yeah,
because I've watched and I've noticed gaming has been on the rise. I'm like, it's people making $1 million gaming.
Yep, the biggest esports arena is in Dallas.
Okay.
Started by Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban opened it.
Okay, so that's right in our backyard for like a lot of the youth that are here in town that are in the robotics programs at the high school level.
Like in Arkansas, robotics program goes hand in hand with their magnets program, robotics and video games.
Yeah, Arkansas side, and then the big robotics program over at Texas High and TISD. Yeah. I remember them doing the little battle bots and getting those prepared. So yeah,
and they have a really big esports program on Texas High. They're actually in the athletics building, the esports.
Yeah. Okay, so that's really amazing. So it's good that the work that you're doing from coming as a kid, being involved in gaming, getting involved in the wrestling promotions, and then bringing that component to our youth here is going to be really key. So they can see, like you said, there's a future in that, there's a career in that. So when you think about the overall events that you are wanting to plan, what are some of the things that you already have in the pipe, or some things that you're developing in your mind that you think would be a good thing to bring to the area?
So next year, we're doing the third year for a Viking festival, Spring Awakening Festival. Our third year next year will be at the Dancing Ranch Farm in Falk, Arkansas. November 15th and 16th this year, we have the first ever Texarkana Tattoo Art Expo, 4 states Tattoo Expo.
Okay.
So those are 2 things.
So tell me a little about the Tattoo Expo. What are your expectations? What can people expect to experience from that?
High quality artists all coming together, and piercers together. Like, we're bringing people from out of town, people from TV that have done it, so it's a collection of the highest quality of artists coming together, and you get some great jewelry if you want to get a nice piercing, a lot of industry workers. So this is a definitely different event, but every event I do is different. It's the first ever in Texarkana. So all the paperwork that I have to do for that is together. So a very high quality event.
Okay.
I only do high quality events. For anybody that thinks any otherwise, every event I do is high quality. If you look at the pictures from HypeCon, everything was high quality. Everything was together.
Right. Yeah. I was really impressed by it. I've noticed that, if I'm not mistaken, they have a new tattoo parlor or shops coming in downtown next to
Crystal Inc. By
Crystal
Robert Haynes.
Right.
Yes, he is getting one together. It should be opening next month. I need to follow up with him and everything and see if they need any help. Crystal Moon, he's the son of the woman that opens Crystal Moon, Miss Sheila. She is great.
Yeah, it's a really nice place, man. So with the ink community, have they been really receptive to the things that you're trying to contribute to their environment?
Extremely receptive. I will say that they were very surprised and really receptive, because for me to do this event has been 7 years in the making.
Okay.
And I wasn't the first one to try it. I wasn't the last one to try it. I'm the consistent one to make it this far. So it's a lot of paperwork.
So who's the team that's helping you get all this together? Because I know you can't do everything yourself. So I know you got to have a crackpot, top-notch team.
I'm learning how to get a team. And that's not to take away the people that have really helped me. Because like when it comes to the Tattoo Expo, Caradwin Adele is phenomenal. She's a piercer. They're a piercer from here. They have just amazing with piercing the high quality. I've learned so much from the industry just being the best friend of them. And they have their own shop in Hot Springs. Okay. In a lot of events, but main event of Spring Awakening Festival, it would be Michaela Cox. She is just phenomenal in like Viking Renaissance, being a historian, knowing people, organizing, putting all that together. Not just that one, but all my other events, but mainly Spring Awakening. Just been phenomenal for us with it. When it comes to like wrestling, Adrian DeMarcus Taylor, my film person, great. My sound is Jewel. He's just great. DJ Ray Genius, great. My champion, there's so much my champion Stevan Remsen has done for me. It's just like, if you have a champion like that, that is the guy for you. And even towards Razor Ray, like the passion that he wants Texarkana to go forward. When it comes to video game tournaments, there's a guy named Brandon Burrell, Matthew, aka Maticus, Quincy. There's a guy from Texarkana. These are 3 people from Texarkana. Oh, I can't exclude Lex Lu, aka Lucas. These guys are in the video game community, consistently been helping me from since day one, pushing because I be wanting to quit, and everybody I name keeps me to not quit because I'm the first one to say this ain't worth it. I'm done.
Right.
And overall, just like when it comes to the Comic-Con, and now I'm learning to have more help. Jason Butler. I forgot I have a music festival. He's gonna be so mad at me. Oh my god, let me plug this. Let me plug this right now. Labor Day weekend, I have Recovery Road, a music fest in Naples and Omaha, Texas, at BC Cycles and Repair. Oh my god, he was gonna get so mad at me. He's been phenomenal. Jason Butler puts on amazing music events, and he's helped me through HypeCon and so much. Amber Keefe, like I said, SBDC. Dawn, as always, since I've worked with her back in radio days, been very helpful. Like, it's just, I could shout out more and more. No, I've almost ran out of a list of people. But no, these people have been very, very great. I'll shout out Jeff Easterling as helped a lot. Yeah. He has helped a lot. Jeff Easterling has helped me a lot with, like he was the first person. He was one of the first people. There was 2 people, and they were like, you should do something at Cross Ties. We need to help make this work.
Him a lot. I watch his content a lot, what he's doing throughout the community and stuff.
We used to podcast together.
Yeah. I see that.
He has been a very big support, and just always he's always plugging me in. And there's so many other people. Mary Hart, city councilwoman of Texarkana, Texas, been a very big support. There's a guy named James Madison. Talk about when it comes to the wrestling events, he's there because I donate a lot to a youth organization, like the Scholars, Miss Dolberry, Miss Chiquita. Donate to them. Very big supporters of me. I donate to the Scouts, Pack Troop 19 or new packs around troops. James Madison, very great troop leader, very big supportive. There's just so many people, and I always try and connect. And anybody that needs help. Miss Christy Kendrick, very big support.
Okay, yeah, over at the Beverly.
At Beverly, yeah, very big support. I have nothing but positive things for people that want to see what my mission is to succeed. And to do these events, it comes down to getting the word out, or like I said, when it comes to Care to Win for what they do for me, or Michaela has done for me, and Steve-On, I can't do it all. And I'm learning that I have a supportive team to help me, because I'm 12 events in for the year, and I got 4 or 5 left to go for the year.
You have coming up pretty soon, right?
I have the Labor Day of end of August. That's in a few weeks. Labor Day weekend, the music festival. I have September 20th. I have wrestling. We got JTG back at the Boys and Girls Club, Rec Center. November 1st is my last wrestling event. Right now, I'm talking to We Are Washington. We're going to see if we're going to do this event that we've been having planned.
Right.
Working something new, because I wanted to do more free events and helpful events. I may do another wrestling event, maybe do something with the Scholars, because I did Juneteenth. We did Juneteenth festival. We did one in Ashdown because I graduated from Ashdown. Okay. And Miss Tyronda throws that on. Phenomenal help. I owe a lot to Tyronda. We did that one, and then the same day we did the wrestling event, Juneteenth in Texarkana. It was hot. Okay. Packed up the ring twice. Wrestlers wrestled, but it was great because I believe in representation, and so everybody got to see a full Black wrestling show twice. Apparently, it's never been done in this area, and it's very rare. That's what they told me. They were like, "Oh my gosh, nobody does this," and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." You're
bringing stuff back. Shout out to Ashdown.
I'm trying, and it takes hope. I have nothing but praise and hope for all the people that's helped me, because man, and then the sponsors and people. Again, Bubba's 33 at El Chico's. I'm gonna shout them both out. They help feed my wrestlers. Slim Chickens help feed my wrestlers. Outback Steakhouse helps feed my wrestlers.
So you got a pretty good support team, like you said, that's keeping this going. And I would just piggyback off something that you talked about before. A lot of times we don't see that we try to do everything ourselves. We don't see that we have an extended group that's supporting us. And it seems like that's what you have, from Don to all the people that are connected with you to help you be a success. They want you to be a success. So put me in on that because I'm looking forward to it. Because I said, not since I was a younger kid have I seen wrestling or entertainment coming in through the area to allow people to be able to experience something different as far as entertainment comes.
And that was the goal. And I got to talk to the city, and hopefully they want me to put my ring back in the middle of the street. And we've used, and twice I've used the ring and made it for music. We've had all sorts of music. I want to say I've had, because we did rap, but I have rap, country, rock, metal, DJs all perform in the middle of the ring as a stage.
Okay. So financially, like how do you go about putting all these things together? You say you have your sponsors and your support team. So financially, with bringing in talent, I know I saw an ad when you were looking for female wrestlers. They wanted to come in with accommodations. How do you go about planning all that and putting that together so it runs and smoothly like you want it to run?
I was blessed with knowing numbers.
Okay.
I was blessed with knowing numbers because it's all budgeting. I have to look at every show individually. I don't like to dip from one show to the other when I budget of like sponsorship money, ticket money, expectations, getting all these numbers together, and then ticket sales. So each one is just different of what can I do, what can I pay? Because I had a lot of I supposed to have had women wrestlers, but about 5 to 6 of them canceled.
Right.
Then the other ones wanted flights. Flights are ridiculous in Texarkana. Right. And I was just like, budget, I just won't financially recover. And I already do hotels, and I can't. All the hotel people, Best Western Arkansas, Southampton, Arkansas, Holiday Inn, Arkansas. So many hotels, right? Because I like to bring a variety far out for quality. So it just comes in. I have a set budget, and I put aside for marketing. I put aside for putting the event together.
Okay. So I know we talked about big picture. You said it's kind of down the road, but if you had to do a crystal ball of Hype and Glory promotion, where do you want that to be?
If I had a what? That's a unique question. A crystal ball?
5 years from now, what do you envision Hype and Glory being?
5 years from now, if I consistently do Hype and Glory, 5 years. It would be on a bigger streaming platform because I'm already in talks with those. It would be partnered up with a bigger show, I would assume, like an NWA or something along the lines. It would be partnered with a bigger show in that realm, being maybe an MMA show or NWA show, or being a developmental of a show on that level. It would I don't know how far I would want to grow it. It would have it would be on a big consistent level, but I don't know once I hit that level, where do I take it nationally and where do I keep it regionally?
Right.
Because there's some things I want to separate, because I want my guys to go national, but also TV contracts burn me out on this level.
Right.
So 5 years from now, it would be something where you would easily know where to go to. The consistent pipeline of bringing in names, it would essentially be like an ECW on that level. I would say it would be that. Like now I can compare to ECW, because if you think about ECW was never big as WCW or WWE, but you knew of it even if you didn't watch. It was easily accessible and it was right there.
Right.
And that's kind of the goal. It would just be, WWE is going to Netflix next year. Well, my show's on Tubi. So kind of give it the perspective. That's where you would see it.
Yeah, I see that. I can see you as the WCCW of the Texarkana area, like they were doing it.
Wow, that's a big compliment that I don't think I could take, because anybody that watched this would be mad at me that you just put that compliment on me. That is that's like a high caliber compliment.
Hey, you're doing good, man. Your trajectory is high. So
thank you.
Yeah, I really good conversation. I want to learn about it. As my wife and my girls know, I'm a big wrestling fan. Monday nights.
Oh, really? You should come September 20th.
Yeah,
you should come September 20th. Interview some of my wrestlers. Interview Steven Remsen, or my national. I have a global star that main events in China. I don't know how it ended up. This guy main events China. So technically, you could argue he's big as The Rock because he main events China. right? Like the numbers are crazy. Over in China, they're like lay out a red carpet, right? Franco
Right.
Varga. So,
Okay.
and then there's Razor, who is from this area. If you want to interview any of those guys, you're a big wrestling fan.
Yeah,
I
man.
got wrestlers. Come out and meet JTG.
Yeah, we'll come out live and do that. I would love to do that. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm always good for some color commentary as well. So.
We'll do it if you show up early enough, block out the day or whatever else. Maybe like an hour before the show, we'll set you up something in the middle of the ring. People can show up.
That'll work, man. I really appreciate your time, man. I had to bring you out with the Ric Flair music. So I
saw that. I love that. This is my da da da. That or if it's not that, then it's the Macho Man. It's got to be one of those two.
Oh yeah. I mean, I love it. I love it, man. I really appreciate you for coming on, giving me some time. And like anything we can do to help you promote your events, just let me know. I'll post it on my page. Whatever we need to do to help you be successful, we're going to help you do that, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it was a great conversation with Mr. Jesse Darby-Tillis, the mastermind of Hype and Glory. As always, what's your TXK state of mind? We'll see you next week.